Ooh, got some junk on there. That's better, a little higher value there. So that's the shadow. This is the shadow that is under the eave. Okay. And we'll get into our brighter reds here. A little more intense. Well, the shadow under the eave is a hint of ultramarine blue and alizarin crimson and I guess a bit of cad red medium. Boy, I've got hairs coming loose, I've got junk in my paint, junk on my brush. Alright. I'm doing away with the alizarin crimson for the moment, just going to cad red medium and cad yellow pale, getting a little more orangey. That brush is too small. I'm going to be tempted to put all kinds of little bits in there. And I would like to have this simply be more direct and not painting boards. Lumps and bumps, my goodness. it's such an important little area. And I want it to turn out quite badly. And I can't afford it. It's not going to turn out better if I have more brush strokes. It's actually going to look better the fewer brush strokes I have. Okay, the light's more intense on these walls. We're going to tone it down to finish up that area. We're going back to try some almost straight Cad Red medium here. A little bit of cad yellow. A little bit of cad yellow pale in there. I had actually just 10 minutes ago laid a little more ultramarine blue and raw umber along the bottom because I wanted to bring the cabin forward a little bit, so I extended the walls. So where my Cad Reds run into that now, it's a little slimy and smeary, but better off letting it dry more. But I didn't want to wait because I would like to just continue with the painting. Okay. Now that roof line, that shadow line, the direction of the paint strokes. No. No, not good. I don't like that. Well, I think this little hook is okay, but I brought that across a little bit. I like that better. Tiny things, eh? Really. They're small, but they're just not insignificant. Okay. Now I usually leave my doorway, my dark doorways, till later. This I'm just considering to be a sort of an area, a board missing in the front. Excuse me. To give the wall a little more interest. Yeah, and I think I'm just going to indicate some contents in there, but not yet. Values will probably be very low. Sometimes I will close in part of the door, changing hues, you know, to make it look as though You know, there's a newer added piece of wood or older to close in the door a little bit, or I might fill in this plank with a light gray. It's kind of nice. It just gives more interest in the painting. It's not always necessary. Sometimes all it really does is clutter things up. But I need to clean my palette and brush here, brushes rather, before I continue. With the ground. But as you can see, even though this is the most important part of the entire painting, how long did that take? You know? 2 minutes, 3 minutes, probably longer. I'm always fooled by how long things take. To me, sometimes it just takes a few seconds, when in fact it's a little longer than that. So we're going to have sort of deadish dry grass in the foreground mostly. So I'm going to mix up a little bit of yellow ochre. And raw umber. Mostly raw umber for here. Because the shadow is coming off the roof and it's laying on the grass that's immediately beside the building. Now we can go lighter. I don't want to go straight yellow ochre because that's going to be one of my higher chroma paints, and I'm going to reserve that for where the sun is splashing directly or in the focal area on the grass here. So I've gone a little bit lighter here. Again, right at the edge of the painting, so it's a little lighter than in the shade, but it's still pretty dark. Still pretty dark. Now as I move forward, I'm tempted just to keep moving along with this brush. For one thing, the brush is far too small getting into this area now. Okay. Now to this side of the cabin. The shed, sorry. I don't know why I keep calling it a cabin. Alright, mixing in just a tad of raw umber. And I'm probably painting off screen now, so that just took a few minutes. Well, that probably was more like seconds. Okay, get rid of the little brush film. Anyway, there's a lot of truck traffic again today. I'm not going to carry on just yet. I might just publish this little bit because now things are really taking shape here. I'll get back to you when there's a little more ground cover here. Have a good day, guys. Thanks for watching.